We're going to discuss webmail here. So the easiest way to access your webmail is to maybe bookmark or make a shortcut to the CUPE5100.ca website, and then just simply click on the tab that says webmail. Once you click on this tab, it will redirect you to another site, and you may see an error message that comes up like this when you first log in, but that's okay because it just needs to refresh that cookie and you'll be fine. If you're doing this from home, which you should be, your browser should remember your email address and password. You can save that so that you don't have to type it in every time you come here. If it'll fill for me because I've asked it to save my password and username, so I click on login here. And when that happens, you'll see the green bar that said login redirecting successful, and it takes me to a new site. This site may be a little bit confusing to some people because they're used to seeing the CUPE website and all of a sudden it's something that says certified hosting. All this is our host's website for our email. On the very first page, there are several options along the bottom here. One is change passwords. So the first thing I'd recommend is that you change your password if you're still using the generic login that you were given initially. If you click on that, you'll see a box come up and ask you for your new password. You simply type in your new password here. And then type it in a second time to confirm. And you'll notice along the bottom, this box filled in with green, and it says 92 out of 100, very strong. That's the password strength. It needs to be over 50% in order to accept your password. So I just simply recommend using a capital and a number in your password, and that usually satisfies the password strength requirement. So I changed my password there, and see how Google Chrome has popped up this box up in the corner, and it's saying, do you want me to remember that password? And I think I mentioned it earlier where it will autofill that first login box with your email address and your password. So if you say save password, it's going to save that. You won't have to do it again. Once you get the message the email account was successfully modified, you can click on go back, and it brings you back to the initial screen. You also have an option that's called forwarding options. If you have an email address that you use quite regularly, like a Hotmail account or a Gmail account, then you can tell this email to add a forwarder, and you forward all your email that comes to the CUPE email address to your Hotmail or to your Gmail. I don't recommend that you forward it to your granderie.ca account. Actually, don't do that. Once you've added the email address in this box, click on Add Forwarder, and it's good to go. So we click Go Back. The same is for autoresponders. That's if you want to go away on vacation and you want it to send in an email saying I'm not available. It's pretty straightforward, quite similar to what you're used to with Outlook right now. If you want to set up an email client on your computer, such as Outlook, if you click on that icon that said Configure Mail Client, here are all your settings. Now you might need a little bit of tech savvy to fill in all these configuration options, but they're all here if you want to tackle that. What you'll need is the POP addresses or IMAP addresses, and they're all provided for you here if you want to challenge that. The last two are email filtering and email trace. Email filtering is quite self-explanatory. If you want to filter certain emails, if you find you're getting some spam, which really you shouldn't, but if you are, or you want to block somebody's email, you just filter their email. You create a new filter, and you enter down here who it's to or who you want to filter, and it will block those emails. Same with email trace. You put in an email address and it will trace it back to its originator. Staying on this main screen here, the last thing I wanted to go over was this enable auto load. Now, if you click on enable auto load, it's going to pop up a little window that asks you how long in seconds. If you do this, and I'll explain what it's all about in a second, but if you do this, I recommend that you leave it at anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds, no shorter, or you won't have time to change it back. So if I enable it, what it's going to do is it's going to skip this whole page here and take you right to your inbox. When you go from, I'm just going to go back just a couple of, when I go from here, instead of taking me here, if I have auto load enabled, it's just going to take me right to my inbox. If you don't have it enabled, what you're going to need to do is click on read mail using RoundCube. Now we have 2 email clients that are available to us. One is called RoundCube and one is called Squirrel Mail. I haven't really used this one. I kind of recommend the RoundCube because it's pretty easy to configure and it looks a lot like your Outlook.